I know. I am the lady with the banks. I got all the banks. I've got every type of bank you can think about when it comes to adding a little of this into your budget. And I highly suggest you start a jar, a bank of some sort. Even if you're only saving this, it's better than nothing at all. But in 2026, there is going to be some big, hopeful changes in the way we do things, because there was a problem in my budgeting that I haven't really talked about. And it's honest, and it's something that a lot of folks struggle with, and why you're only able to save this. So, let's talk about why I do what I do and why I save the way I do. I am a part of a budgeting community. There are thousands and thousands and thousands of people cash stuffing budgeting on this platform, on TikTok, on Instagram, all the things, showing the money, showing the bare bones budget, showing the no spend challenges throughout the month, sharing tons and tons of savings challenges, sharing free savings challenges, talking about getting out of debt, saving for certain goals, and of course, becoming ultimately financially stable. Now, the envelope system that I have been working with is something that kind of came from some other realm and grew from there. So I have been following the Dave Ramsey methods for years, with his baby steps and his financial talk and his very strict goals on saving for an emergency, getting out of debt, and then saving for your future self so later you can live like no one else. But as I started this channel and I saw budgeting, and I'm like, wait a minute, I don't see any DoorDashers on here. I don't see any Instacart folks on here. I don't see anybody talking about the reality of working fast food, working in grocery, working retail, until I made this channel a little over 3 years ago. I cannot believe it's been that long. But nonetheless, I have the secret tea. I know why I haven't been able to make my goals. I know why I have to do things the way that I do them, and that is because even though I'm stuffing ones and fives and tens, and I'm holding on to this money like a mad woman, and I'm saving my change where I can, when I can, which, if you don't know, I'm going to be transferring this change into my pig over here. And the truth is, I wasn't making enough money. It wasn't the Dave Ramsey, it wasn't the budgeting community, it wasn't the cash envelopes. It was not anything to do with my lack of tracking my finances, tracking my spending, and all the different things. I needed to increase my income, because my low income was kicking me in the rear. It was kicking me in the teeth. I was fighting with my paycheck every single time I got paid, whether I got paid weekly, bi-weekly, monthly, daily. It did not matter. I was fighting this budget. Instead of saying, Amanda, we know the problem. Because at the end of the month, I'd be sweating, going, I'm not making my goals. And the truth is that there just wasn't enough income. Even when we had a 2-income household where my husband was working, I was working, back when we lived in the apartment and we were paying market rent, because that's the other thing that has saved our butts, and we'll get into that in a moment. We were struggling. We were struggling to save money. We desperately wanted to get out of a situation we were in. We were paying too high of rent for our income ratio and all the different things. Now, I know that some of you guys are definitely struggling with that too. So let's talk about the positives. The positives are you get to choose a good small portion of the time where your money goes. Sure, you're not going to call your electric company with your bill and be like, let's haggle, baby. Let's haggle with this bill. I don't want to pay it anymore. How about you take half of that bill that you got and let's talk about things. We can't be haggling for certain things. Your rental company, your landlord, they don't care. They want their money. They don't care. There are certain things you can do to cut your budget down, and there are many, many videos here on YouTube that talk about that, but they don't talk about the nitty-gritty of the things you have to pay. The things you have to pay. You have to have car insurance to drive your car. You need tires. You need an oil change. You have to buy groceries or food of some sort. You have to roll up to the gas pump. You have to eventually buy shoes and clothes, and you have to provide your basic needs for yourself, your family, your children, maybe even in a situation where you're sharing a house. Maybe you're a roommate. You are still going to have to cover these basic needs. And even though we were covering our basic needs, there was no money left for all of the other things. So I thought to myself, why don't I just start a bank? I watched someone crack open a bank, and I have shared this video multiple times. Young gal saving her money for 2 years, and I said, that's the ticket. Right there, Amanda, you're going to start doing that. But it wasn't enough. So what journey am I on in 2025, end of 2025, going on into 2026? And am I going on a debt journey? Am I going on a journey to increase my sinking funds? Am I working on moving and all the different things? And the answer is I'm on a stability journey first. We can't do nothing else until we fully fund our emergency fund, just the baby emergency fund to get started. You never quit saving for that emergency fund. You never quit saving for your future needs. So I'm on a stability journey first. Stability journey, debt-free journey, and then maybe down the road I can decide whether we're going to be able to afford to move from here. Now, there are factors that I can't control. I can't control when someone increases my lot rent. If I was paying market rent, we wouldn't have made it. This mobile home has saved my butt. This mobile home has saved my butt so many times over the last few years, I can't even tell you. There has been a lot of blood, sweat, and tears put into this house. But there has also been joys in knowing that I can open the door and all of my needs are met. So sometimes it's about perspective in your life. You get to choose on your perspective. Sure, I've only been able to save a small portion of money. Sure, I've had unexpected life expenses happen, and emergencies, and family emergencies, and all these things happen in 2025, and the economic crisis that we're going through has affected so many people. But you get to choose on whether you're going to continue on in the journey you're in. And I'm done. I want to have a emergency fund. That is number one top priority. So even though I didn't want to. I thought to myself, I think we need to not only try our best to fully fund this, even if it's $1 at a time, I also want to make sure that we are unstuffing these banks. Because if we're not unstuffing these, this could change the realm of the stability journey. This could change a lot of things, because this all adds up too. I had so many coins in my last major unstuffing of my banks. It was crazy. You guys saw that. So I encourage you, go get a jar. Get started today. Who cares if you can only put in your coins? Who cares if you can only save $1 at a time? Some of these slots in here only have $1. You get to choose your journey. And I'm done doing the same thing that I was doing before. I had to increase my income. That was my number one problem when it came to budgeting. Jordan's going to increase his income at the beginning of the year once all kids are back in school and doing their thing. After the holiday break, we're going to enjoy our time together. And just know it's okay if you have to get more than one job. If you have to pop out your DoorDash app and say, that's what I'm doing tonight for 4 hours. Maybe you have to sell some things on Marketplace, even though Marketplace has been really slow. It's been really slow, like dead slow. Maybe you live in a city and it's a little bit more peppy there, because it's not here. But we do things intentionally. So you need to get intentional with some of your goals in 2026, because I'm going to be getting intentional, and I don't care how I have to do it. I don't care how many jobs, how many grinds, how many different hustles I have to do to get there. So as always, you can only do what you can with what you got, because it's all you have to work with, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.